Looks like it's opting just to hold the middle of the map, watching these choke points, make sure no one can come down and get a free pull without getting Stalker a tag. He knows where one survivor, maybe two survivors are right now. Saw scratch marks coming down the right side of the map here. Getting some stock off in that room. Nia now about halfway on her stock meter. You have no chance. Still patrolling these hallways. It looks like Pedro will probably be forced to second here for minimal gen pressure on the bottom side. Looks like he's just going to opt to secure this. Survivor's letting that happen in order to get some more gen pressure. Exit gate pallet now broken. Resources starting to disappear a little bit. Gets stock back from that and is going to make his whip to library. His 3 gen is currently library 4 and the exit gate. So, not the tightest 3 gen. This is actually very breakable, especially with the pressure that they have on this gen. Kicking it, Eruption already applied, giving some default regression to it. Gonna make his way down now. He needs to try to get it down before this generator is popped, because that would be his 3 gen broken, which actually would allow Master to recover from the current situation. Finding the Deathhook Pedro here. Trying to get some stock off on Nia, who was pretty stocked up, although it looks like he's not going to be able to get it. Forcing the pallet down in order to get break on it with Wallet, recovering stock. Very, very smart there from Sacred's Killer. Has to drop Chase, though, and make his way over to the library, see if he can cut someone off, and it looks like he is. That's going to be the exposed. Swings through, though, giving complete pallet control to the Nancy. Pallet making his way over towards resources now, staying at the pallet, actually. Insta-vaulting back, making his way towards the bottom side where all the really strong resources are. I think you have no chance. Bit of a misplay there, swinging through that pallet. Gonna be falling. That looks to be possibly lightweight based on how fast the scratch marks are disappearing. You have no chance continuing on in this chase. Doesn't look like there's a pallet here either, so looks like this could be the down. No insta-vault coming in. Excellent patience there from Pele. Exposed now, about a quarter until it's done. Can someone come in and take a hit before this down? It doesn't look like they can. That's going to be the eruption applied to the gen as well. Nia taking some chase here. They have to be careful. That's another generator popped. You have no chance breaking pot in order to get his stock back. If Nia is out of position for a second longer, she could be downed. Looks like opting to try to stop this generator from popping. He needs to make sure this generator does not get finished, since it is one of the ones in his 3 gen. Making his way back over to Pele. See if Nia trying to pick up Pele here. Trying to maybe cut Nia off. Makes it to the exit gate pallet. This one very bloodlustable. Pallet fake there. I don't think committing to this chase is the right call, as committing to this will pretty much secure that the library generator gets popped, as well as most likely Drago working on the topside generator. That's going to be the down. No eruption applied since it was already. Pickup comes in. I'm pretty sure this could potentially go endgame. I think he overcommitted a little bit too hard here for this chase. That's going to be the library generator popped as well. No pain res here since Nia has already been hooked. He needs to go find Pele to get another stage or interrupt the topside gen from getting popped. Although interrupting the topside gen doesn't really prevent a bottom side gen from getting done, as they can just double one of these. So you have no chance. Just trying to find more stages, I think, is the right call here. Maybe looking for Pele, who he finds over here at this corner excise pallet here. Trying to mind game, and it looks like he actually manages to. Some crouch mind games here. Excellent play here from You Have No Chance. Getting the pickup onto Pele. That's going to be another stage coming in. Now at 6 stages. Not bad considering. And that's a fresh hook as well, so that's a decent amount of stages for a Ghostface, I'd say. Considering the start he had, though, Master did an excellent recovery here, making sure this didn't snowball out of control. Pedro playing aggressively here since he is dead on hook. This would deny points if they were able to get this unhook and have Pedro be the one to die instead. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Master is just planning on leaving with the stages that they have. I can see both options being viable here, so it all depends on how risky Master wants to play here. No endgame perk in play. Master knows this. Pedro getting stocked up here now. I think he's going to get, fully stocked here before this is able to happen. It looks like overcommitting for Pele, or for Pedro now. They could very easily pull Pele and just leave at this moment, which is the result Master wanted anyway, considering that's going to deny points since Pedro is dead on hook. If Pale can get secured to second here, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. If the gate over here on the bottom side is open, that's going to be a 3-out for Master. I think. Nope, doesn't actually end up being open, getting another tag onto Drago. You have no chance, wants to recover from that little bit of an overextension here. Gonna get the down here onto Pale as well. Pale not able to make it to the pallet, although it looks like you have no chance getting greedy. Nope, he opts to pick up instead. I think that's the right call here. Don't think he's going to be able to get more than 8 stages as long as he can secure this now. They're resetting at this moment, and it looks like opting to potentially interrupt them. Finding another dead on hook player here. Getting this down will pretty much just trade the points from Nancy to Nia. It's the down. Just need to pick up. So that's going to be the 8 stages. The 3-out secured for Master here if they just run straight to the gate. All things considered, a 1k8 is a very solid result for a Ghostface. I think that this is a higher amount of stages than you sometimes see. And if Sacred Survivor side can play this really well, especially in the early game, they can actually take this set here with those 8 stages now. So Master, well played recovering that early start, that rough start you guys had. But Sacred, I'd say, come on a little bit higher here, a bit more on top with the Ghostface here. So we'll be back for the second round of set 2 here to see who takes this set. Alright, we're in second round of the second set. This could potentially be the last set as well, as Master was able to win the Senno set. So if Master can get that, I think about 7 stages would probably win this for the Survivor side, which is very, very doable on the Ghostface set here. We see Pedro coming in with the same build, except instead of Eruption, he's running Ruin, which I think is an interesting choice I honestly kind of like. So we'll have to see if that Ruin can come in handy here. Pedro finding a pretty early chase here onto Emo Kid. Emo Kid running to no pallets in time is going to be the first hit of the game very early. But Emo Kid relatively safe here on the bottom side. Has this God pallet, has the Room pallet, has the Library, all the pallets bottom side to still play around. Pedro might actually drop chase here. It looks like that's what's going to happen. Bit of a split Corrupt now, realizing they could potentially be on some gens here. It looks like the call came in that the Ghostface was no longer on them, positioning now on pallets. Gets the break. Pedro swinging through. Even a chance one step ahead. Adam now taking chase towards the bottom side here, where all of the resources are. As the window here does manage to get it. Pedro, not sure what happened there, but gets the pallet break nonetheless. Now with Wallet, gets his stock back, and is going to leave chase. Just trying to get rid of the bottom side resources, get some injuries, get some stock. Just play this slowly. Generally what you see in these Ghostface games, how they start. Pedro making his way over to main now. Bit of progress on main building. Some scratch marks starting to fade. Pedro trying to follow them to see where the Survivor went. It looks like they pre-left pretty early. But gonna run straight into Pedro. Getting the hit on the Manzer there. I'm sure Manzer jumped a little bit out of his seat there. Manzer now running down the right side of the map here. Trying to make his way to bottom where all of the good pallets are. Has a decent pallet here, although avoids it. Does not use it. Nope, just gonna loop it through the room. Throws it now. That's gonna be another good resource gone fairly early. Pedro committing to the chase here onto Manzer. Manzer's got another window, but there's no pallet in this room. Manzer making his way back to the main side here. Forces Locker instead. Doesn't look like he's going to make anything. That's going to be first look at the game at 5 gens, just like we saw last time. Instead of Pain Res, it looks like Pedro's opting to basement hook this since he is on the top side, where there is generally a pretty tight 3-gen setup. It is worth noting that during this whole period, Ruin was cleansed. Pedro is now down to 2 perks here, Sloppy and Pain Res. Can Pedro secure the stages he needs in order to win this? With an early basement hook and the gen setup he currently has, I think this is a very doable win condition. Pedro venturing out a little bit more, trying to find some survivors. It looks like they actually managed to pop one of these topside generators. No setup to hold anymore. That's very unfortunate here for Master, but Sacred playing that very well. Pedro getting the tag here. Looks like his tightest 3-gen is pretty spread out here. He's got the exit gate gen, one towards middle, and the main gen, so we'll have to see if Pedro's able to hold this. It looks like he's just opting to secure Manzer to second. If Manzer goes second here, it could be lights out for Sacred, as this could be a very early tunnel out. It's just very hard to make the bottom side of the map from main basement. Pedro finding, you have no chance here on the side of the map. Getting about half stock on him, a little bit less. So, Survivor injured, Survivor half stocked. Emo Kid is the only person that could potentially really get the pull here. And if I'm in Sacred's position here, I don't think I want to pull this. I think it would be much better to just try to get pressure on 3 different gens, get the reset before the death happens. Just play a very strong 1v3. Pedro opting to full camp this to death. No reset coming in for our Nancy yet. Could potentially be going aggressive here, trying to pop the generators. Or just position Nancy onto the bottom side where there's still resources and it's safe. Emo Kid, though, coming in for the save. No stock on Emo Kid, no injury, but it looks like this is just going to be a single save. Pedro body blocking this like a pro. Second Survivor comes down, early hit comes in. There's going to be a lot of injury pressure on the board. Lots of Sloppy coming in. Gets 2 more tags, 4 survivors injured now. That's going to be a down onto Emo Kid. Taking his hook to basement, now having a survivor on death hook who needs to make his way across the map. Looks like Pedro opting to get a pain res this time around, though. And that was a lot of pressure handed to Pedro. I think Sacred was way too scared to let their survivor die there, so they had to go for the pull. And in the process, they're going to lack the gen pressure and also need to find a way to fully reset versus a Ghostface who could very easily find it with Sloppy. Um, this could snowball completely out of control. It looks like Pedro hunting, trying to find where that reset is. Nancy just reset, considering how early the how late the survivors just escaped, cutting Nancy off the reset for naught. And the only survivor not seen now is the Atom, who is dead and hooked, probably hiding somewhere. Though it looks like he was just spotted in the middle. Pedro, though, playing for his pain res instead of the kill. Getting another pallet break in stock. Dropping Chase now might make his way over to get that kill. Someone needs to get this pull, but with everyone being injured, this is going to snowball completely out of control. They need to find a way to slow this down. They have no gen pressure here at 3 generators. They need to full reset. Pedro at a very, very strong position. Sloppy doing so much work right now. So much time waste. And then every time the reset gets interrupted, it's just completely reset, so... Oh my gosh, they're playing so aggressively right now. Bit of a body block there from the Nancy. Nancy taking the down. Pedro slugging, playing for more. They are not resetting. They are playing so aggressively right now, and it looks like they're going to pay the price for that. So much snowball coming in here from Pedro. Pre-dropping this pallet a little bit late, though, as Pedro is right behind him. I don't think he's going to get that with the pallet fake, though. Excellent play there from Manzer. Manzer faking it again, trying to fake Pedro out. Gets the vault as well. Pedro opting to vault the window instead of breaking the pallet. Trying to win the 50-50s. It looks like Manzer going to make his way over to the library here, where there is still a god pallet. Pedro swinging from a mile away. You would never get that EU to EU ping, my friend. That's going to be the pallet break. Pedro dropping Chase. Going to go back down and get the pickup onto our Nancy here for another pain res. This right here is the downtime that that Sacred needed in order to get these resets. Although it looks like opting to still not reset, going to just get these pickups right now. They're just pressuring these gens out instead of resetting. Pedro getting another hook. That's going to be another pain res on the board. So that aggressive playstyle might actually bite them a little bit. Pedro finding Emo Kid here. Excellent play there from Arnia, faking the pallet and now making his way over towards the top side of the map, running away from the hook here. Does not want to give Pedro another tag. This tag could be very detrimental to their play. That's going to be another gem popped at main. There comes the tag, and Pedro going to drop, trying to look for this dead on hook ace. Getting that hook could potentially be lights out on the spot. They're going to try to reset somewhere, and Pedro needs to try to find that reset. Holding this side of the map, he could potentially stop them from coming down this side. He now knows that they're not over here. Checking left side corner, no resets coming in. If Sacred keeps playing the way they've been playing, they might not even be resetting right now. They could just be on generators. Looks like they were trying to get the pressure gone, though. Trying to get that reset. That's going to be another down. That's another fresh down. Now chasing the dead on hook ace. Ace has this pallet to work with, which is a pretty safe pallet if you know the check spots. Looks like he might know them. He's not able to get that down. Pedro opting to just pick up and get another pain res. That's going to be the reset coming in. No firecracker save. Another pain res. We're at 6 stages at 2 generators now. Lots of freshes across the board. I'm pretty sure if Pedro manages to get one more fresh hook, that would probably be the win. So Sacred going to have to play very, very safe here. They are all hooked already. That is my bad. I guess he got some hooks that weren't pain res, so that could potentially just be one hook, anyone's hook away from probably winning this set here. And I think Pedro knows that. He's just going to play super aggressively here, trying to get this down. Excellent play there from Manzer, not getting faked out, no panic vaulting back and forth. Manzer making his way now, just using as many resources as he can. He needs to buy time for his team to get the save and get on these gens. Pedro committing chase here. They need to play this so aggressively, pop these generators, and go endgame if they want to recover this. It all really comes down to this chase with Manzer right now. Is Manzer going to be able to buy enough time for their team? Manzer vaulting the pallet. No double vaults. Manzer does not double vault here. He is very solid on that front, and he's going to be making his way over to the bottom side. Pedro, realizing that he can't commit to this, needs to find a reset instead. And instead of resetting, again, they might be playing aggressively here, trying to pop to the end game since they needed that for that chase. They were not expecting Pedro to drop as early as he did. So now Pedro on chase with Asura, trying to get this down, trying to get this win secured. Nancy here now in the same position. Manzurzen needs to buy enough time for the last generator pop, needs to buy enough time for the generator pop and the exit to be open to make their way out. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that, though. That's going to be the down onto Asura, and I'm pretty sure with this hook, that's going to be the win. They're either going to be tied up or secured here. Last generator pretty close to popping. Decent amount of status here. I'm pretty sure Pedro needs one more hook to win now. That's going to be tied secured, if I'm not mistaken. And so now, making his way over to this generator, there's got to be an injured survivor over here to secure this win. Emo Kid trying to prevent You Have No Chance from getting down here, as that would be the win secured with this down. Pedro trying to find a way to cut them off, but the room was completely locked off. They're going to get a free massive double back here. So much distance in place. But the problem is no one has been working exit gates this whole time, as someone needs to save the Nancy, or else it's going to be lights out. So Pedro has extra time here to get this down. Emo Kid most likely opening the gate now, but You Have No Chance now in chase here. Finding another pallet here to work with. Pretty unsafe, though. Pre-drops it, gets the stun, but now can be very easily bloodlusted here if Pedro just holds him in the right spot. You Have No Chance making his way now towards main. A much safer pallet to work with here. Although it looks like Nancy is going to be taking the down instead. I don't know if that matters in the long run. I'm not remembering how many freshes were on the other side here, but it looks like he's going to be committing to You Have No Chance instead. Gets the down onto Nancy, preventing her from giving any more distance to You Have No Chance. I don't know if he'll be able to make anything, honestly. Pedro just trying to make sure he doesn't make the exit gate. Finds this pallet, which is, again, a bloodlustable pallet here. So Pedro can play this. That's going to be the down. On to You Have No Chance. Another hook coming in here for Pedro. Very, very close win condition right now. Survivor is trying to find a way to get this save and get these outs. They are currently resetting now. A triple save could manage to get the 3 out. Or sorry, the 4 out here. But the hook a little bit of ways away from exits. Pedro opting to just secure this, the safe play. Trying to make sure this player is going to die on hook here to secure the absolute win here. Finds Emo Kid lurking his way over to get the save, but the reset now comes in. Pedro is now expecting the storm to come in. All 3 survivors are going to make their way to the hook now and go for this triple save, most likely. That's exactly what's happening. Asura falling a little bit behind, but they have a decent amount of time still getting the pull. They went for the double save instead. They were not able to get the pull in time, so this is going to be a trade. They accidentally let go of the hook. Asura coming in here, not able to get the body block, and that's going to be the down secure there for Pedro. With that hook, that's going to secure the win condition. They misplayed, not able to get the pull right at the end there, and Asura not able to come in and get the hit taken time. So that's going to be the win just barely secured for Pedro there. 9 stages to Sacred's 8-stage game. It came down to the wire there, but Master coming out just barely on top, securing that win condition. A very excellent showing here from both sides. So much back and forth in this round. They almost recovered it with some fire chases towards the middle, but with that tiny misplay right at the end, that's going to be game over for Sacred. Master winning this 2-0. Well played from both sides, and yeah, Master going to be taking the win there for this Master versus Sacred round.